Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lyra and Lily with Angela. This is kind of like same day as Angels Walk Among Us. I think that's what I called it. It's 7:27 p.m. Wow, that was pretty cool. What's it called? I went out and I took one bag of garbage down, and then I'm gonna take the other two with my dolly. I'll figure something out. But it was just a sense of completion because I had a little bit more energy today. Kind of it's been going up and down. It's been kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure it's because my sleep was a little bit off schedule, so my body is just trying to figure out everything. But I went to the park first, and basically it was just a bunch of people that there's drama with, and I stayed on my side of the park, and I just was like, let's just go to the river, if they're all up here, then might as well go down. And I did, and played the water blessing song, and I had a little moment with a crow down there, the little beak swipe, and it was just so cute. And then basically, I went back up to the park and no one was there. And I sat by the fountain at first, and I just did I sit? No. I sat at the benches where I normally sit when the other people are there, because there was two people there, but they weren't I don't think they were the same people, but I'm not quite sure. But I was sitting at the bench, and all the pigeons were there, and there's this little gray squirrel today, and he was trying to cross the road, and then I was like, no, don't, and then I've been trying out this new thing with birds and animals, and it's making a movie in my head of what I'm trying to portray. So I was trying to tell the squirrel that, if you go down the street about a block or so, there's lights, and you can, there should be a wire that'll connect where they can go across. I'm not sure though, 100%. But the squirrel actually started heading off that way, and it was so cute. And it's just things like that. And then so I sat by the fountain for a bit, and it was really relaxing. But then I was no one's over there now, and it's been a while since I've gotten to sit in those benches. And so I went over there, and it's so relaxing. Those are my favorite benches, kind of in the park, where I'm most calm, because it's it's just really beautiful. And so I was you know what, Angela, just because you can't sit there when they're at the park doesn't mean that you can't sit there when they're not there. And it was just a perspective change. And then so after a while I decided to go home, and so I go down kind of the alley, technically, to my house, and there's all these little birds, the ones that I've spoken about before, about the little ones on my way home that are really tiny, that started swiping their beaks at me. Well, there was I couldn't see them all, but you could hear them, and I shit you not, there were so many, I've never heard so many little birds chirp at once, and it was so cute. And then they're filming, and so there's this guy who was kind of patrolling the parking lot, so he was kind of walking around, and I sparked up a conversation with him about the birds, and then I told him my experiences, and it's just really cool. And I started talking about the crows and stuff, and through talking about it with him, after it kind of got me thinking when we parted ways, when I started walking again, and I was thinking about it, and I was I always never thought I could learn another language, because human language is besides my own, it's a little bit too confusing for me. But when it comes to animals, dogs, cats, birds especially, because birds have been so consistent in my life, have been if you just stop and you spend time with them, and you take time out of your day to sit and kind of observe them and kind of watch their behaviors and interact with them. Maybe it's feeding them. I make noises I love doing that. And, so I spend time with them, and I'm consistent, when I'm not, that's when me and the crows, like, they still remember me, but, like, I'm usually at home when I'm going through a lot of stuff, and then, so when I start coming back out, like, that's when, these beautiful experiences happen, because I'm taking the time to sit there and to be patient, and to, understand that, the birds aren't always going to be right there, but they're in the trees, and you can look around and they're on the buildings, and sometimes I'll be sitting at the park and the pigeons will fly, and because they group in a circle, like, it'll look like they're doing an air show, like, it's just so beautiful. You gotta be patient and be willing to consistently be there and have no expectations, and observe and try to understand the emotions, or find your way of understanding and learning how to connect with nature, because if I think about it, even with babies and children, it's the same thing. I'm tapping into, their emotions and how they're moving, super overanalyzation. But, it's just a natural flow for me. And I was kind of thinking about it, and I realized I think it's because I've, my whole life kind of been very in tune with my subconscious, and I'm an overanalyzer and an overthinker, and, I've come to realize that that's just my subconscious doing its normal job. But if I don't, create boundaries with myself, so, like I've said probably a couple times, the movie Inside Out, there's different emotions, and each emotion has, this little control panel, right? And I really liked the idea of, these little things inside your head, I guess, organization. And, so just, all these things, or now when I'm overthinking, I'm able to tell the difference between, anxious thoughts and just naturally observing and, understanding the world around me. And that's been through patience and realizing I'm not crazy. I am me. I was thinking about it also on the walk home, and a lot happens in my life in short moments to other people. But I was thinking about it because first I was saying in my mind, just because when I learn new things, when I connect with people and people kind of understand me, and they there's the feedback of understanding, that person I was talking to, he was actually understanding what I was trying to portray, and he himself had connections, and so it was a positive experience for me. And through those positive experiences, I've been validating myself and, working on myself and validating, that I'm not crazy, that, I'm just very unique and I have a very fascinating view of the world. And, I realized I've always been different, and for the longest time, I've been told that my different is crazy or things like that. And through doing all this work and really getting to know myself, I can see how my experiences of what I've gone through, how they impacted my unique way of thinking and my unique, just me. We're all so vastly unique, and I can only speak for myself because I haven't really had anyone really sit down and bare their all to me, I guess you could say. So I just can go off my experiences, and I see how just even now, like I said, I was talking about being able to understand the difference between anxious thoughts and just thinking, I've also learned some of my triggers, which, they're more body triggers to do with smell or something like that I really can't control. And so I've learned how to take those responses and I guess you could say channel them into something different or be able to utilize them, and save them and find new ways that instead of sending me into pure shock and then as I was thinking today, I'm getting anxious about getting anxious. And, I reminded myself in that moment, I was like, Angela, just, remember this is temporary, when you get home, you'll be relaxed, you'll be able to calm down. Like, you're not going to feel anxious then, so just be patient and, and, I really impressed myself, and I was able to calm down, and I was able to think clear, and yeah, just like, even, because I went to, on Friday, my outreach worker dropped me off, like, out of my city, like, in a neighboring city, but within my health district. I live in Canada, by the way. And I just, like, that place, like, it is, when I sit there, it's the same river as I sit at where I live, but I feel like when I'm sitting there, like, they have, like, an actual, like, kind of dock area where there's benches, there's, like, a concession stand, there's a playground, and it's right on the city, and it's right on the river, and when I sit there, I feel like I'm in, like, one of those futuristic movies where there's, like, flying cars and stuff like that, like, it brings this deep sense of, I guess you could say, the Aquarian energy, and when I sit there, I feel so optimistic for the future, I look around me, and I see optimism, I see potential, I see, and it's so beautiful too, because the city itself is pretty old, and a lot of the buildings are, like, older, and I really like it. So it's got heritage, like, it's got that deep roots, but then it's, like, at the same time, like, there's this futuristic vibe to it, and it empowers me. And then when I come back to my city, all this stuff that was overwhelming me and, like, knocking me over, like, now just, I have confidence in myself. By getting away, I can clear out a lot of this pain and be able to think clearly and be able to, like, analyze myself. Like, today, I probably, like, I pushed myself a little bit, I'm gonna say. It didn't really feel that good. Like, I was kind of, like, half asleep when I went out today, and, but I pushed myself a little bit because I knew that because technically I had a crazy sleep schedule, I wanted to be able to be tired enough to hopefully sleep. And, yeah. I just wanted to come on here and just talk to you guys and give you a little update. It's been a while, actually, since I've just kind of had these moments. I guess you could call them epiphanies, moments of clarity. But, yeah, I'm very proud of myself for everything I do every day, and how every day I'm learning how strong I am and how beautiful I am, and it makes me know that everything's gonna be okay. And I have faith. So with that, I thank you all for joining me, and I hope you have a lovely evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.